guys, it's Kevin again, and I wanted to do another video for all of you because I haven't been able to do any videos this week because all my shows are done. So I haven't really known anything else to do. I will be doing some Christmas stuff this weekend. I didn't want to do it yet though because Christmas is not till Wednesday, so I can do it like over the weekend. So I thought that since all my shows are done, which is, it's kind of killing me. I don't like waiting, but, you have to have some sort of break, I guess. I will be talking about the best TV shows of the shows I reviewed, that is, in 2013. All the shows I reviewed were my top 10. And you guys might see some surprises here. There might be some snubs that you guys might be upset about, but this is my personal opinion. And let's just get started. Before I start, I will be saying a few honorable mentions, but the one big thing you guys will probably know is that Glee is not on here. It's not even an honorable mention. Why? Because Glee was not good the second half of season 4 or season 5. It just is not good anymore. It's not one of the best shows. It is no longer one of my favorite shows. It's just a show that I watch. The first 3 seasons, that's my favorite show. That's my favorite. That's still one of my favorite shows. 4 and 5 feels like a different show to me, so I don't consider it to be, the same thing. It is the same thing, but there's stuff in Glee that doesn't make sense anymore, and I just think that it's not as good as it used to be. So Glee is not on this list. One of the big honorable mentions is Smash. The reason I didn't include it is because it's over. But you guys know Smash is it's such a great show, and I loved it so much that it was my favorite show to review in the earlier half of 2013. Also, I should say no summer shows. Even though Pretty Little Liars and Switch at Birth and The Fosters and Teen Wolf are not technically summer shows, I reviewed them to you in the summer, so I'm not going to count those. And the only other honorable mention is Sleepy Hollow, and the reason Sleepy Hollow is not included is because the first half of Sleepy Hollow was very slow. Second half is when it really started to pick up, and I would have included it, and that probably would be number 11, but because of it not being so good in the beginning, that's why it's not on here. So let's just get started with the top 10. So number 10 is one that I absolutely loved reviewing to you. This was a show that I tried out once, and I didn't watch any of the episodes. Then I wanted to catch up because I heard it got really good, so I catched up, and then I watched the rest of the season. And that was Bates Motel. Yes, you guys know I loved Bates Motel, and I loved reviewing it to you. So much greatness to say about this show. I was very surprised it didn't get any Golden Globes because it got all of those, primetime Emmy? No, did it get primetime Emmy? I can't remember what it got. I think it got some primetime Emmys, actually. Yeah, it did. But it got something really, big. So I don't exactly know what it got, but it did get, a couple awards for something. I can't remember what it was, though. But Bates Motel was such a great show. I absolutely loved it. I loved reviewing it to you guys. I loved, I really loved reviewing it. I thought it was a great show, and it was by far one of my favorite shows to review. And there were just so many great twists. The performances from Freddie Highmore and Vera Farmiga were great. And the twists and turns, and especially the finale, that was such a great episode. And I feel like it's been forever since I reviewed that show, because it really has been. The last time I reviewed it was, in May. So, it's not coming back till, March of next year, I believe. So, yeah. So, Bates Motel, definitely number 10. Great show. I absolutely love that show. Alright. Number 9 is, now, you guys might be a little surprised that this is so low on the list, and there is a reason why this is so low on the list. Number 9 is The Blacklist. Yes, I know you guys are probably very surprised that The Blacklist is so low on the list, but the reason it's so low on the list is because, this show was great, don't get me wrong. It was one of my favorite shows to review. But in the beginning, it wasn't the strongest show, so that's why I thought, what really is my favorite? What's had the best episodes all season long, and I thought The Blacklist was a great show and everything. It is such a great show. James Spader, I'm so happy he got nominated for a Golden Globe. I was very surprised that this did not get nominated for Best Drama, because it is a really great show, and I really did love it, and I was just really surprised that he did not get nominated for Best Drama. One of the shows I regret not watching, by the way, in 2013 that I wish I would have reviewed for you was The Americans. That's a show I'm going to catch up on, but I didn't review it for you, and I know a lot of people are saying that got snubbed, and that's not going to be here either because I didn't review that too, obviously. But The Blacklist kind of makes up for that, and The Blacklist is just such a great show, and I love it so much. So The Blacklist, number 9, definitely. It's really, really great. Alright. Number 8. Number 8 is going to be Arrow. Yes, Arrow is number 8, and I really wish I would have watched this show last year. I really regret not watching it last year because it's probably the best show that the CW has besides The Vampire Diaries. It really is just that great. I mean, the casting is great. The cast just works so well together. There's so many twists and turns. Every episode there's like a big cliffhanger. It's always very intense. It's always dark and everything. And I absolutely love that about the show. And I really love the finale. I'm definitely interested in seeing where it's going to go from here. And I think it was a really, really great season from what I saw of it. And I absolutely loved what I saw of Arrow. By far, definitely one of my favorite shows of 2013. I had to include. It was just so good. I am going to say to you guys, though, that when I originally started watching Arrow, I never planned on, I planned on liking it, but I never planned on, being able to watch it, because I thought I'd have to rewatch the whole season. They did a very good job of I didn't have to do that, and I was very happy with that, because I thought in the, beginning of the season, I didn't know what was going on, but I started to get used to the formula, and I didn't really have to watch the other season, which was good, because, I didn't watch the other season, so I was happy that I didn't, because, I wish I would have watched it last season, but I was happy that I didn't have to, basically. That's what I think. So yeah, Arrow definitely number 8 it's such a great show. I absolutely love it. Okay, number 7. Number 7 on the list is going to be, let's go with, there's a lot of shows I could put at number 7. Let's go with Once Upon a Time. Yeah, Once Upon a Time, number 7. The reason I put Once Upon a Time at number 7 is because, actually, no. Not Once Upon a Time. Yeah, Once Upon a Time, number 7, I think it's good because, the reason is because they have their stronger episodes, but definitely this, finale definitely leaves me, I think it's going to be much higher on the list in, 2014, when 2014 comes around, I think it's going to be much higher on the list because, it's gotten so good. I love that cliffhanger, and I love the way things are going on the show, and I think it's just such a great show, and I absolutely loved watching it week to week. It was so good. Number 6. Number 6 is going to be The Originals. The Originals is probably the best of these, spin-offs that I've been seeing, and, maybe even my favorite of these new shows. I mean, The Blacklist was great. Don't get me wrong. It really was a great show. Sleepy Hollow was great. I think The Originals might be my favorite of these new shows, though. I really think it's the best. Actually, no. I have to, yeah, probably my favorite network one is The Originals. But it's not my favorite of the new show. It's not my favorite new show. I'll get to that in a little later. But this was such a great show from the beginning. I loved it. I love the way they, revamped everything from the beginning, when they did it on the Vampire Diaries. I didn't really like it that much. But I really loved it on this. I thought they had such a great way. They stuck with it in this. And I really love the way they, did things on this show. It was just so, so good. And I absolutely loved The Originals. It was such a great show. And I can't wait to see it next year. I think it's going to be so, so good. And I love the acting, I love the twists and turns, and it's a really, really great show. So yeah, definitely The Originals number 6. It definitely should go number 6 because it is a great show. Alright, number 5. Number 5 is The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is number 5, and The Walking Dead was another show that I had no idea what was going on when I first started watching it. But then as time went on, I really started to get hooked into it, especially that flu storyline. That's when I really started to love it. And it is a great show. It's definitely one of my favorite shows on TV right now. It is it is as good as they say. It makes up for all the years I didn't watch Breaking Bad, because I wish I would have watched Breaking Bad, and I didn't watch Breaking Bad, and, that whole thing. But I really loved it. I really love this show. I think it's such a great show, especially the finale. The finale was the best episode of the season. And I really love the show. I love that they, are not afraid to kill people off in this show and things like that. Major characters get killed off on this show, and it's just really great that they do that. And I absolutely love that about this show. So Walking Dead, definitely number 5. I loved it so much. It was so good. All right, number 4. Number 4 is going to be, You guys haven't already told, I didn't really plan this very well. Number 4, duh, I forgot. Number 4 is the Vampire Diaries. I almost forgot. How could I forget? Vampire Diaries it was so good in season 4. I mean, the beginning was just like, eh. But then when they started getting into that Cure storyline was great. I still will applaud them on the finale from season 4. I still love it, and it's still my favorite episode of season 4. And then season 5 came, and that whole season was so amazing. I really love the way they did things in that season, and definitely Catherine's storyline. Nina Dobrev definitely deserves all the awards she gets as Catherine. She really is great. And as Elena too, but she gets them for Catherine. Definitely, though, I think The Cell was the strongest episode of season 5 so far. I think the finale was good, but The Cell was the strongest episode. It was just so emotional, and it was kind of like this emotional stuff that we don't really get to see on the show very much. We get to see an intense side, but not really a very emotional side, which I really love seeing about it, and it's definitely my favorite episode of the season, without a doubt, and it's just such a great show. You guys know I love The Vampire Diaries. I could talk about it for hours. I love it so much. But Vampire Diaries, definitely number 4. It's such a great show. Number 3 is my favorite new show of the TV season. Even though I said that I would say the Blacklist or the originals is my favorite of the network new shows, my favorite new show in general was Witches of East End, which I originally didn't think I was going to love as much. I thought, okay, it would just be a funny show. But then when they started to get really dark, that's when I really started to love it, because it actually did get pretty dark in this show. And that's what I love about the show, is that it got better as it went on, and I think the finale was really great as well. And I loved all the characters. I really loved all the witches. There was not one character of the witches. You loved all the witches on the show. You loved all the witches, and it was just so exciting, and I loved it every single week. I loved all the storylines they had. Between Joanna and Freya's storyline with the 2 guys, and Joanna's storyline with her being the key, and then when they introduced Victor, I thought that was great, and then Wendy being the hilarious person that she is, that was great. And it was just such a great show. I loved Witches of East End, and definitely number 3. You guys are probably surprised it's so high on my list, but now that I'm thinking about it, that was the one new show that I loved the most. I really, really loved it, and it definitely goes to number 3. I'm sure you guys are really surprised that the originals is that the Blacklist is so low. It's just because the Witches of East End was so much better compared to the Blacklist, I think. Now, number 2, I think that the top 2 are probably the most obvious. I think I'm going to have to take a break here, though, guys, because I'm looking at the time on the video, and I have, like, 2 minutes left, and I'm not going to be able to talk about these next 2 shows for 2 minutes. So I'm going to take a little break on this video, and then it will come back in a second. So I'll see you guys for part 2. Bye.